Well guys, today is the day. We are heading off on a long journey. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Lots of stops, lots of your favorite YouTubers, lots of cool animals. It's going to be absolutely wild. But before we leave, I wanted to show you some ball pythons that hatched out. By the way, look at this ball python right here. Oh my gosh. Of course, this was actually a piebald ball python bred to a pastel pie. Just absolutely some wonderful animals. You can see this is the pastel piebald ball python here. It's just got kind of more blown out, a little bit different color. And then of course, this would be like a normal piebald here, another pastel pied here. You can kind of see the two together, right? There's a normal pied and the pastel pied is on the right hand side, and they're just a little bit different, but nevertheless a lot of really cool ball pythons. And speaking of ball pythons, the first stop that we're making is actually the most expensive ball python collection and the most extensive ball python collection in the entire world. That's right, Justin Kobylka. We're off to Atlanta, so what do you say we get in the car and hit the road and go look at some amazing ball pythons? Boy, I sure am gonna miss this place. And we made it down to Georgia. I'm at JKR. I'm telling you what, this is the dream when it comes to ball pythons. I know this is the most amazing ball python collection in the entire world, and really probably the most expensive ball python collection in the entire world. So we are at the Disneyland of ball pythons right now. I'm gonna meet up with my buddy Justin. He's gonna give us a little tour and get some heat when it comes to ball pythons. So what do you say? We just jump in and go see some awesome animals. And of course, here's the man himself, Justin. Thank you so much for having us, seriously.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm excited about this.
It's awesome. We've known each other for a long time. As a matter of fact, gosh, I remember when you first got into reptiles, and it's amazing what you've done here. I mean, this facility is ridiculous.
I met Brian at a Daytona show, I think 2004. Talked to him on the phone a few times. I bought my second clown ever. Now clown is like, from Brian. Now the clown is like the biggest project I really worked with. We go way back.
Yeah,
I'm really
I remember.
excited about it.
It's funny. I remember because Lori actually was reminiscing about that story. She said, "Remember when we met Justin way back at Daytona and stuff like that?" It's amazing.
I was like a pimply teenager at that point.
I know, but look what you turned into. I mean, you turned into the best of the best. And so so let's look around. I mean, this place is ridiculous. Not only is there going to be some amazing animals, but the facility itself is literally the nicest facility I've ever been to.
No, thank you. You know, it's been a dream, a passion of mine. We have some amazing animals. I'm really excited about sharing with you guys. It'll be really awesome.
Let's just jump in. I mean, gosh, I can't take it anymore. Got to see some animals. So, where do you even start in a place like this?
You're gonna leave, and I'm gonna be like, I forgot to show you the best ones, but that's how it always is. But we'll show you a few really, really cool, bright things.
Gosh, wow.
So what we're always trying to do is just make them different, right? Yeah. Better and brighter and cleaner. And this one, of course, they're ball pythons.
So what do we have here?
So
I mean,
this is
clown, but I don't know what else.
Clown, Enchi, coral glow, sugar, red stripe.
Wow.
All in one animal, but you end up with something you look almost no spots, right? Even with it being coral glow, almost no spots at all. And just neon colors.
That red stripe with the clown is ridiculous too. I mean, obviously that was
amazing.
I mean, you really broke it with the whole Pompeii thing and stuff like that. And now, obviously, in the coral glow, the sugar in there. Wow, that thing is stunning. And again, it's about visual animals, right? I think the thing I love about you is that your vision is more like 5 years from now, right? You're working on the next thing. Whereas a lot of breeders, I think the advice that I would give people, and I'm sure you probably would too, is that most people are thinking about this year's production, but you're kind of thinking about 5 years production down the road, right?
You have to start something, like have an idea what you want to be, and then like, what do I need? What are the steps I need to take in order to get there in 5 years?
Oh my gosh, this is incredible, Justin. Of course, this is one of the newer recessive mutations that have been kind of out in the last few years. That's
so I've
crazy.
just started making these. I actually bought this from Dave Green here in the industry, but this is
Dave started it, right?
He did. Here in the U.S., he made the first monsoon. This is a Mojave monsoon, but that pattern is so complex.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like the granite berm almost of the ball python world. You know?
Right. Well, the challenge we're having is, how do you change the pattern? Can you change the pattern? It's like most things we're putting into it so far are not really editing the pattern much, but that's okay because we're doing Desert Ghost.
Right.
We're doing all the colors and the albinos and the ultra males, and so this pattern is just so wicked. Kind of I don't want to change it.
No, in a way, that's what makes it amazing. And now you can just change the color palette, and then down the road, maybe you can start. I mean, who knows? Have people done leopards with them yet? Or
leopard didn't change it.
Didn't
Surprisingly,
change it.
yeah.
Really?
And
wow.
It's actually pretty patterned for a clown champagne. It's still got a nice back stripe and good pattern. Yeah. So we take any animal, like if we're not happy with the results, we're like, okay, it's just 2 steps away from being amazing.
Right.
And so what are those steps? And it just takes years.
Right.
And we got all the time in the world. So.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So this is where we're going with Dreamsicle.
Okay. Wow. Did you brighten that up?
So this is Enchi Yellow Belly Dreamsicle.
Enchi Yellow.
We found out that Enchi made these snakes very, very pink when you put it into the lavender.
Right.
And then the yellow belly opens up the pattern so we have more pink showing.
What's the next step? What do you have an idea?
Super Enchi.
Putting in Super Enchi.
So because we found out Super Enchi doubles the effect.
Really?
Yeah, check some out.
Oh my gosh.
That's how it goes.
It's like,
you can tell, you can show, right?
Yeah, that's even more of it. Normally I'm like, well, I think this is going to work out. You're like, oh, I've got it over here. Let's just go look at it.
We do. We don't have the Dreamsicle version yet, but this is Super Enchi Lavender.
Whoa. Super Enchi Lab. That's all it is. A Super Enchi. Is it yellow belly
leopard
too?
Sorry, Super Enchi leopard. No yellow belly.
No yellow belly.
So what we have here is the pink is double. It almost has like a mustard color to it. This is a sugar red stripe yellow belly instead of Enchi.
Wow.
You see how it blows kind of the back end out, but you get some great colors. The sugar spot nose yellow belly red stripe.
That makes sense. Yeah. Wow. I actually love it. I'm so glad you did so much with the red stripe, because I've loved red stripes forever. So it's great to see.
Ever since I saw Ian come out with those, I'm like, there's a lot of potential there. It's untapped.
Guys, I tell you, we're just a handful of animals in it. I'm already absolutely blown away. Again, I follow all this stuff. I just don't work with some of the more cutting edge stuff anymore. So to see it in person is so much better than the pictures, guys. This is ridiculous, Justin. I mean, seriously.
This is hurricane.
So it's a hurricane. Okay.
Leopard, spot nose, coral glow, clown. So Batman, hurricane, hurricane, coral glow.
Right. Wow.
Look how crazy that is.
That is all the spotting that comes through. And
So we have the kind of the standard Batman. They're like, okay, we'd make that coral glow. They had to make it crazier. We'll add hurricane. Yeah. Maybe we add another dose of hurricane. Maybe we had something completely different. But just to make them wilder and wilder. There's no end to this. Every animal, if you look here, it's like head for something else, or it's an angle into something else. Yeah. In 20 years, we're gonna be like, whoa, we were doing nothing back then. Yeah. It's just gonna be crazy.
Well, that's how it's been, right? 20 years ago, we could have never imagined this.
Never.
20
no
years
concept.
from now, we're gonna be blown away. This is gonna be the old school stuff, right?
Exactly.
And that's amazing.
We call this the Inception because it's an orange dream in a dream. So it's dream within a dream, right?
Ah, that's awesome.
So this is the orange dream, yellow belly dream. So it's just so far ahead.
So bright.
And these, as adults, they look like baby dreamsicles. The regular ones, like they fade, right? Yep. So last year, the wild stuff we had was this Kraken project. I don't know if you ever saw it.
I have not even seen the Kraken.
Okay, so
I don't know if I want to see your Kraken.
Check this out.
These are beautiful.
So we call this the Kraken because it's got like these little like sucker cups all over them.
Right. Makes sense. So what is the Kraken? Or can you tell?
Good question. I don't know. So
you don't know.
So we had like 7 codoms in the mix, and so which ones hit, we're gonna know when we breed it, kind of thing.
Right. So this is a mystery.
Right, but I have like kind of a progression. I can show you what I think they are.
Oh wow.
So this one I believe is Wookiee Black Pastel Yellow Belly. I think this one is adding GHI to it.
Wow.
So it changes the pattern just a bit, makes it a little bit more, extreme, a little bit more suction cuppy. You add Mojave to it, you blank out a lot of pattern, but you get this like gunmetal gray
look to it. Wow.
Right? So it's a really neat look. We're gonna breed these, and then we'll find out
what
they
the genetics
actually are, right?
Right?
And that's part of that's part of being a breeder is that you have to become real comfortable with not being sure of yourself.
Absolutely. Well, I mean,
you live in this limbo.
Yeah, I say it all the time. There's times where we'll produce a 6 or 7 gene animal. There's no way we know what 6 or 7 genes are in it. We can only guess. And then
you find out.
Yeah, and then you find out. Yeah, when you breed them out. I have a few projects now that I'm like, I don't even know. I can't sell them because I've got to raise them up. When you first walk into JKR, sorry for the echo. It's a little echoey in here, but this is the first vision you get. Now these are actually going to be some display enclosures. Just pro, right? Everything is pro. You look here, you can look through the windows into the breeding facility. I mean, just unbelievable. Offices over here, and let's go ahead and walk in here. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, look at the cleanliness, the sinks everywhere. You've got the stainless here. Everything is not only good for actual functionability, but it looks absolutely pro, and that's what's amazing. Everything matches. The flow of the place is absolutely incredible. I mean, the way he has it organized with males and females so that it's the easiest to breed, with males on this side, females on this side. That way you can just literally pull a male, put it over here, don't have to walk around everywhere. I mean, just look at this place. It is literally a ball python breeder's dream to have a facility like this. I mean, everywhere you look, again, same setup, sink, stainless, you know, same type of thing. This is what any breeder would want to aspire to be. It's mind-bending.
Crazy kind of, this is on the Pompeii line,
yep.
But it's a little different because instead of the black pastel, we put GHI. Red stripe yellow belly, GHI, fire, spot nose clown. So we have 6 conoms in one clown.
One recessive.
Here's what kind of I'm really proud of is the fact that we have six incomplete dominant genes, and they don't cover each other up.
Right.
They're all individually.
They're all expressed,
and you can see them all, and they all work together to create a better animal. And you don't end up with one that says, okay, now the animal's blank and you can't see any of the other genes.
Yep. Oh, look at that one.
Do we go more orange? Do we go more pale? Do we go more clean? It's just that process of trying to find that.
So
balance.
What is the difference here? I mean, this is super orange green.
These two have fire, and fire pales it and cleans it.
Yep.
So it's like, do you want? This one has
more orange, but a little dirty.
Right, exactly.
Yep,
so it's about to find that balance. But I think there's other ways we can get there.
Right.
And our perfect snake is this without the dirtiness.
Right.
With the more orange, for now. But
right.
What we think is perfect is always changing.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I don't mind the dirty. I think it kind of adds a little character too. Sure. So I think it's like you said, a little bit for whatever you want. You know, you might find that you get clean, and then some people want some of the dirt. You know,
right.
so
right,
it's
exactly.
Yeah, wow.
So
Whoa.
This is top level right now of Desert Ghost.
That is top level.
So we get perfect black and yellow. You know.
Wow.
So fire, yellow belly, orange dream, leopard spot nose, Desert Ghost.
Oh my goodness. That is ridiculous. The thing I love about the Desert Ghost stuff is that clean feeling to it, right? It's got almost that soft look. Like if you were to look at this, it almost feels soft, you know, just to look. And
it gets better with age, which so few genes do.
Right.
And it leaves the black alone. Yeah. Because like pure hypo, it will fade the blacks, and then suddenly you're getting an animal that loses contrast. Our goal is to make bright and dark in the same animal.
Exactly.
Ooh. So this is a little bit in shed, but this is a Suma pie, so super mahogany pie.
Jeez, look at the dot.
So I was so disappointed when this snake hatched. Even though it was my first male, because it was almost pure white. All these spots came in over time. So now it's like the best snake ever in the collection.
It's like a Dalmatian. It's beautiful.
So none of these spots were there when it
I didn't realize that they actually created melanin as they get older.
So generally speaking, they don't. It's like a randomized thing. But this animal really has, and I've had a couple other do it, but have no rhyme or reason as to why. Black pastel, mahogany, yellow bellies, those like really, really chocolate looks.
Yeah, that's very chocolate.
Again, the dark side of pies.
So then that's the mahogany and the black pastel interacting, making the dark.
Which is pretty good. It's not as dark as we want, really.
But still, I like the contrast there. I like that brownish look. That's awesome.
We went blackhead, leopard, Mojave, but then they got so high white we couldn't really go any further, so we added Enchi, and you get this really cool thing with these like black lined medallions all over it.
So the Enchi brought the pattern.
Right.
Interesting.
So what I like is Enchis are so low white typically that people don't want to use them because they want some white.
Right.
But if you add a high white element with like the blackhead and the Mojave, then
it goes backwards.
You get 50-50.
Yeah, you go backwards.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so you get that perfect balance there.
Now you've got the double mahogany and the black pastel.
Right, and this one's starting to get a few spots now too, just here and there.
Yeah, you can see it's starting to go. So I assume it probably is going to get more dots as it gets older. Yeah, that's good. Now that's the true kind of panda-ish looking hide, right? You know. So Noah, what do you think? You grew up around this stuff.
Now let's just say his stuff's way better than yours.
All right, thanks. No, I love you too. No, I love you too. All right, I love you. Wow, look at that.
This is the chocolate version of the Pompeii.
Oh, so this is the chocolate stuff.
So chocolate instead of black pastel. So red stripe, yellow belly spot. No, it's chocolate. And look how crazy busy their bellies are.
Oh my gosh.
Which so many ball pythons have clear bellies. You lose all that. But it's kind of interesting to have an entire half of the snake still mess with the pattern on. This is a really unique animal.
Wow,
really
I love that.
Really crazy. This is the Confusion black pastel spot nose. yellow belly, and again, crazy bellies that come from the confusions.
Wow. Now, is the confusion, what type of a gene is that?
It's incomplete dominant. It's similar to leopard a little bit.
Okay.
The super is not different looking,
just like leopard, yeah.
So this is inchy, fire, cryptic, desert ghost.
Okay.
So it's a double recessive with cryptic and desert ghost, and the inchy fire is even that crazy.
Wow.
Gives the heading, it takes away the eye stripes and gives it that solid.
Yeah, that's what makes it look so interesting, right? Is the fact that there's no eye stripe.
Right.
You know, it doesn't even look like a ball python. Yeah. It's wild. So obviously, like Justin said, we've known each other since 2004, and it's amazing, you know, in that time, it's an interesting thing because during that time, you never know who's going to end up being like a player and who's not going to be, and as you know, most people don't, you know, so it's pretty crazy you've come this far. I mean, it's crazy it's been that many years, and
I don't feel like it's been that long. We've gotten a lot older, haven't we?
Well, at least I have, you know, I got more gray than you, that's for sure. You look pretty young still. So what's the next iteration? I mean, is this where you're going to stay? Do you have any other plans, or?
You know, I think I'm going to stay in this zone. You know, it's my passion, and it's been 20 years of work now. But I'm so excited and enthusiastic for the future of it because looking to interact with you here today, you can see like so many of the animals are stepping stones. They're not really end products.
Right.
They're a stepping stone to more and more beautiful things, and sharing this passion with so many other people throughout the world. And what it's done is, ball pythons, as you remember, used to be like the junk snake that nobody wanted. They're cool pets, but they would just sit in a corner and they weren't that pretty. Now we have it as the most exciting pet reptile in the world.
Crazy to think that you're just getting started because you seem like you've gone so far. And by the way, if you guys want to follow his journey, I'm going to put a link to all his social media, including his YouTube channel, right down below. Definitely give him a follow. Go show him some love. Tell him I sent you, of course, and you're going to be blown away with this year's
I have to brag a little bit though.
Yeah.
I know you've got like 2.4. How many?
I'm not counting 3.2, but the 3.2.
Well, I have like 50,000.
50. So let's get him to 100,000, guys. Let's pump it. Let's do it. Trust me, it's worth it because you're going to see some living art on a level that you're not going to see on any other thing.
I love sharing the details of these things for people who want to do it or enthusiastic about it. We get in really pretty nitty gritty with it, but it's my heart. What I love about these animals.
Well, that's what I love about you too. And like I said, the thing that I think people now know you because of what you've done is that you are a forward thinker, like I had mentioned before. So like, I may look at these animals, even me doing it as long as I have, and think it's the end product, but you're not thinking it's the end product, and that's what makes JKR so special. Seriously, go give Justin a follow. You will not be disappointed. Hope you enjoyed today's video. It was an absolutely incredible time here. I tell you, I'm blown away. I'm going to think about this for a long time. If you enjoyed this video, please, right here is a playlist. You can go ahead and watch a couple videos if you don't mind. On this side, right over here, can you subscribe to this channel? It would mean the world to me. Have a wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, be kind to somebody. And I promise I'll see you in the next one.